Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. There is plenty to talk about, especially in Checked Out this week, so let's get right into it. Micah, you watched something.
Yeah, I did watch something. I watched a movie. I watched a movie starring Taraji P. Henson, Marseille Martin, Kim Kardashian and her children, Chris Rock, James Marsden, Kristen Bell, Lil Rel Howery, and Serena Williams.
Wow,
that's quite the eclectic cast.
Yeah,
for Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. Yeah. I took my.
Why
I
they
took
get
my
all
son
black people to
to
play
his,
cops? The fuck?
They weren't cops.
they were the
No,
criminals.
they weren't.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
I mean, quite literally. Yeah. The main villain was played by Taraji P. Henson, so yes, quite literally. Marseille Martin played one of the pups. So yeah, it was my son's first trip to the movies, and he's seen Paw Patrol before. And he said his review. I said, "What'd you think?" He said, "I liked it, but it was too long." And that is a review. That is a review after my own heart, man. Like I might have found the thing that he and I are going to bond over, and I could not be more happy because that is the exact review that I'm going to give you. It's fine for a Paw Patrol movie. It's actually pretty good. It's too long.
It's funny because I had not seen the trailer for this because why would I? And I don't condone my daughter watching propaganda. But my wife and I sat down and watched the trailer after I received your review over text message because that's how short Micah's reviews are. Him and his son's reviews, they can just fit into a text message. And so I watched it. My wife and I watched the trailer, and her response was, "This trailer is too long." And I was like, "Oh, like it was like mad long." It's like it could be 45 seconds. It's for kids. They're not going to watch a 2.5 minute trailer.
How long is the movie?
It's only 90 minutes. It's only 90 minutes with credits. It's 90 minutes with credits and a 5-minute Dora the Explorer short in front of it. My son was like, "Who is this? Like, where's the Paw Patrol?"
Get
it
this
was
Mexican girl off the screen.
Yeah. It was
bring the cops.
I was about to say, right. I was about to say your daughter's name by mistake. I was like, "Where's Uncle Jay's daughter?"
Yeah. They speak the same.
She's right there. She's in the movie. She's in the movie. She's right there.
That's funny.
Look, the experience was actually very, very good. I am my wife calls me a movie czar. She calls me that because I have the audacity to not speak in a movie theater. And she for some reason just she just doesn't. It's like that meme with that woman and all those equations in front of her face, right? Like, speak in a movie. Right. Like she's a talker, so we don't go to many movies together. But we went in, and I told him before we left, I said, "Be quiet. If you have something to say, you whisper it to me. Otherwise, just watch the movie." And he did. And he got excited when he was supposed to get excited. He asked questions when he was supposed to ask questions. And he didn't, and he wasn't loud about it. I talk about my son a lot, but it's all with love, and he is a very sweet boy. I'm not bringing his asshole brother to the movies, though. His asshole brother, he gonna be a talker, y'all. He gonna be ghetto. Like
he can go with his mother.
Yeah, look, epigenetics are a real thing. Like it just it's 100% a thing. All right, so there you go. Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, especially for a Paw Patrol movie. It's centered on one of the pups who they all get powers, and there's a message there about like the pup who's the smallest, who also happens to be the girl, one of the girls. She's like, but I gotta do this. It's basically Captain Marvel. This movie is basically Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. And there's one point where the small girl pup is talking to Taraji P. Henson, who is the villain, and she's like, I understand what it's like. You have to work twice as hard to get half as much. Like, wow. She literally says that shit to a black mad scientist, a black female mad scientist. And she's like, bitch, I know. That's why I'm still in this media and getting these fucking superpowers. Shut your dumb ass up. You're a dog. Shut up. What am I talking to you for?
That's fucking hilarious. By the way, just quickly before we move on to the other things. So do you remember there was a whole, I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a whole thing about the movie Elemental when that came out in theaters, Disney's Elemental, and how people were like, oh, another Disney bomb, and then it like went to third place and then ended up making like $500 or $600 million worldwide. It actually like did quite well. Like,
yeah,
I didn't understand. Like, people were like, another woke movie. It's on Disney Plus. You should watch it. It's really fucking good. Like, it's a great movie. It's one of their better ones.
I heard it's a little more for adults than children. Like, it's like a rom-com.
It's definitely, my daughter loves it. Like, because it's, it's a fucking like Pixar movie or whatever, like or a Disney movie. Like,
not
it's
for adults, but
it definitely has plenty of adult like themes in it. Like, it's an immigrant Romeo and Juliet story. It's really well fucking done. Like, it's like each of the elements, right? Like water, fire, earth, and air. Like they all have their different populations, and they all live in like mega city, right? Or element city. It's very, very good. People should watch it, and like people shit on that movie, and like it's clear that people didn't see it. It's just a really well made movie. So Elemental.
Well, they probably looked at the cast and was like woke.
I don't even know that.
Like, who is the cast?
I don't even know. Like, honestly, I didn't even look up the voice cast.
Water is played by a black guy.
Oh, well, there you go. Never mind.
What is his name? Mamadou Athi? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Fire is played by
that wine movie we did.
Oh,
That's him.
is that him? Okay. Him. Yeah, he's good in it. He's good.
Yeah,
I liked him.
That Somali movie.
Yeah.
The
Psalm, I thought, right?
The fire woman is Asian. She's Asian American. I'm looking at somebody who is Filipino.
All right, you know what? I get it now. Absolutely not. They can't possibly play characters made of, Chuck's notes, fire and water. That's weird. Yeah, it's a very good movie. I actually highly recommend it for anybody. Kids I think will dig it, and adults, like, it's just a really good story. And the CGI is actually really good. All right, let's talk about Shane Gillis's new stand-up, Beautiful Dogs, on Netflix. I've watched half of it. The two of you have already watched it. Michael, you put this up.
I put this up on Terrence's recommendation because if you listen to Dense Pixels, when I was going on my rant about reviews, I said I get my movie recommendations from Jay. I get my comedy recommendations from Terrence. I get my game recommendations from Brad. Those are the people that I trust to tell me when something is funny. And once again, Terrence knocks it out of the park. This Shane Gillis, look, I never heard of this guy before, but this special is fucking hysterical. I almost drove my ass off the road on Rock Creek Parkway this morning at 5:00 because I was listening to this while driving and I was in fucking tears. Look, this is I'm thinking of certain people that I know that listen to this show. Don't watch it. Don't watch
I can tell. I know who you're talking about. It ain't for you.
Because this dude
yeah,
pulls no
okay.
punches.
Nah, it ain't for you.
Yeah.
This dude pulls no punches. He even surprised himself with a 9/11 joke. Okay, like this is the type of shit. Yes, that's exactly who it is.
Yeah.
This is hysterical, yo. This is hysterical. He's got two sections in this thing where he's talking about two different presidents. He's talking about George Washington in one set in the middle, which is hysterical, and he's talking about Donald Trump at the end of the special. And my God, man, like everything about the special is just. I was very, very. He talks about getting bullied by an Australian goth, yo. And it's just like what can you imagine if he was just like laughing at the Australian accent and then just how funny it is, and it's just like, yo,
that shit had
spot on observational humor, yo.
You know what I think it is though about him. It's interesting because if you see any clips from this special, so many comments are like, "This isn't funny," da da da, and it's funny because it's mostly from conservatives. Like they don't, and I'm like, he's clearly a conservative guy. Like he clearly, like I don't even understand how you could not see it. But
I don't know if he's conservative.
I think
His dad is conservative.
I think
he says he's getting there, but that's part of the joke.
He's like every man has. That's a funny bit. He's like, I love World War II, so
early onset conservative.
Right. He's like, I'm trying to fight it.
But like they get mad, like because he makes jokes about things, like his whole a whole joke, and like people just miss the, I guess the context of the joke, which is very important. I mean, I thought the joke was funny anyway, but just out of context, I guess they didn't understand it. Where he's talking about how he's dating this woman and her ex is a Navy SEAL. And so, like, the natural inclination is to just shit on the Navy SEALs to make himself feel better. Because he's like, basically, he feels inadequate because he's dating this, like, fucking jacked up hero. And he's like, yeah, Navy SEALs, like, I mean, they're kind of cowards if you think about it. Like, sneaking up on guys, like, taking guys down in the middle of the night. You know who's the real heroes? Al Qaeda. Like, those guys are out in their pajamas fighting with flip flops on.
Was hilarious.
Shit was funny, man.
He's like the Navy SEAL is like, I'm up in the place like clear, and I'm like, ah. He's like, oh.
That shit was funny. That was great so far. That's a pretty goddamn good stand up, man. Like,
he's very fucking funny. Like I had never seen any of his stand up prior to fucking Tuesday. And I watched both his specials. He put his first special out on YouTube because what happened to him with the podcast shit that he did.
Because he got booted off of SNL, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to be with him, Andrew, the Asian dude, and I think the black chick that's on there now. They were supposed to come in the same class, and they were like, nope, after he told a joke about Chinatown. So he was like, all right, whatever, fuck it. I'll put my special out on YouTube. And that special is also funny. But the second one is funnier. This dude's funny. He's very funny. Like, if you get offended very easily,
this is not for you.
Don't bother. Just don't bother. Like, because...
Yeah, and it's, he actually reminds me of... His comedy style reminds me of a young Louis C.K. in a lot of ways. And Louis C.K. is apparently a big fan of his too. But they have a very... Not the same delivery style, but like... There's something about their style of like their observations and stuff like that are very similar. But yeah, I dig it. Like, I know Louis C.K. is, a real dirtbag for what he did, but like, you know what? I still think Louis C.K. is pretty goddamn funny. Like, sorry, I do. As a comedian, I do. I think it's funny.
This is probably
the first clip that you showed us with the grilled cheese is hilarious. Like, it's funny about his fucking uncle, man. That shit's funny.
Yeah, because he talks about people. Right. He talks about Down syndrome folks a lot, but he has them in. He has. I think like it's not just his uncle. He's got like a number of family members who have Downs, and like he's like, no, I love them. Like he's like, but they are funny. Like He's like they're having the best time. They're having a better time than everyone else. Like he was like, yeah, they're just
his first special. He talks about like coaching a Downs basketball team, and he's like, yeah, they're having a fucking blast on that basketball court. Like they're throwing the ball to each other, launching the ball into the stands. It's very funny, but because they don't know what the fucking
they don't know what to do.
But look, it's funny, but like again,
it's
if everything offends you, don't bother.
Yeah, it's offensive comedy.
Look, this is the most accurate IMDb review I've ever seen in my entire life. He says, this person says, I won't overcomplicate it. This guy's funny, is completely unafraid of comedy in 2023, and it's downright refreshing. I cannot believe the tightrope that he has to walk for some of these jokes, but the fact that he keeps going is unapologetically just doing whatever he has to do to get a laugh out of the audience. Is a comedian who understands that he's not a philosopher, he's not a politician, he's a jester. He absolutely knocks it out of the park. Keep an open mind and understand that this guy is trying to make people laugh, and I assure you will have a good time. I am surprised that a company like Netflix even posted this.
I'm not that last part. I disagree with.
That's ridiculous. Like Netflix puts anybody up there.
What the fuck? Bill Burr has got like 5 specials on there. Like, no, I'm not surprised about that. Everything else is very accurate. I would agree with that.
Sam J is also she does a tightrope because she has a whole bit about the R word in her latest special, which is really funny. She talks about gender dynamics and trans folks and all of that other shit, and like. That's also very funny. It's offensive, but it's very funny. That's why I like her as a comedian. So, you know.
There you go.
But she doesn't like punch, quote unquote, punch down. It's just like, it's just funny. It's just funny.
Yeah. Good.
Shit can be very offensive and funny. Right.
Yeah. Things can be too.
Not everything is, the
worst.
God damn. Anyway.
So as I promised, I started listening to Batman Unburied. This is the podcast on Spotify. This season is the one with the first season is the one with Winston Duke as Bruce Wayne. I don't think I like it very much. I gotta tell you, and here's the thing, I like Winston Duke. I don't think I like Winston Duke as Bruce Wayne. I don't know. It's not great to me. I'm gonna keep listening though. I've listened to 2 full episodes. It's clearly an Elseworld story where Bruce Wayne at this point, I think he's going through some sort of mental thing, but his parents aren't dead. He is he's like not a coroner, but like a forensics examiner, right? And then this serial killer has been like killing people and like, sort of like Dexter type of shit, like taking parts of their body and, and so it's interesting, but like the trailer clearly like intimates that like at one point he's like, he puts on the suit. So I don't know, but he has no recollection of being Batman. So I don't quite understand what's happening, and I'm sure that's more revealed. The problem with these podcasts is they spend, and this is like the first season of the Wolverine one, they spend so much time sort of hiding in plain sight the hero that you're used to, and then it's like this slow discovery of who they are, which feels weird. Like if I'm gonna listen to a Batman story, just let this nigga be Batman and like let's get to work, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't need a story of like him rediscovering that he's Batman. I'm already in on the Batman thing. Like, just get to Batman solving crimes or something, right? So it's a bit weird that it's sort of this weird kind of timeline, but okay. Like, Thomas Wayne is played by who's the guy who just died? Black dude from The Wire. Oh fuck!
Ron Stevens Jones.
No, from the or not? Yeah, from The Wire. Oh fuck!
Ron Stevens Jones.
No,
from The Wire.
Yeah, he was Lieutenant Daniels.
Yeah. What's his name? Like, well,
Zavala. Duh, Zavala.
Yeah,
Lance Reddick. God damn.
Yeah, Lance Reddick. Is that the character he plays from Destiny or whatever?
Fucking Destiny.
You fucking dork ass loser. So Lance Reddick plays Thomas Wayne. Winston Duke plays Bruce Wayne. So they're really digging into like everybody black, which I can respect. Lance Reddick is weird. Like it's a bit weird as Thomas Wayne because you can kind of hear him reading off the page. Like this would benefit from having actual voice actors. Like I think that's it. There's a couple moments where Winston Duke is not convincing in some parts. I'm like you're supposed to have emotion here. Like it's there's almost a little too much ambient noise in parts. It's like people are like falling down like like it's sometimes it's just a little too much. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep listening. I'll give it a couple more episodes because I want to find out what's the deal with the memory thing. But yeah, it's okay. And you hear a little bit of Hassan Minaj as the Riddler. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, we'll see. All right, next up. Still Up, Micah, you watch this?
Yeah, so this is an Apple TV show. It's a British romantic comedy. It's half hour. It follows the fluctuating late night relationship of a free-spirited illustrator named Lisa and Danny, who is a socially awkward journalist. Lisa and Danny are both in the
I'm just watching Terrence's face. It's just talking about like, what are you reading?
I'm just like, what the fuck?
And
okay.
And while the world sleeps away, they stay connected and talk for hours despite never meeting. So this is a British comedy starring Antonia Thomas and Craig Roberts. You might know Antonia Thomas from The Good Doctor. I knew her from a Netflix show that they bought called Lovesick. It's a cute premise of two friends who can't really who are trying to figure themselves out and figure out like where they are, who they are, and where they are in relationships when it's quite obvious that like they need to be together, but it's a romantic comedy, so they're dumb, right? But it's kind of interesting, but it's a little too contrived. Like I said, they never meet. One is a shut-in, right? And the other one doesn't go over to his house for some reason. So they have to manufacture reasons for them to be on the phone. Like the shut-in at one point is on a date. He convinces this woman to come to his house, and he's on a date. And in the middle of the date, he uses the bathroom to call Lisa and be like, "Hey, Lisa, the date's going really well. Like, get the fuck off the phone, bro. Like, you're on a date with this woman." But it's cute. If I wouldn't recommend it to, certainly not Terrence. And if you want to watch something with your wife that won't make you want to bash your brains in, okay, maybe you give it a shot.
What service is this on?
It's on Apple TV Plus. There will be 8 episodes. There are 3 of them that are out now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that description was wild. Like Terrence was like,
I was like, "What the fuck is this nigga talking about?"
Like, are you making this up? This isn't real.
It didn't sound interesting at all. Like maybe it is. I don't know.
Look. The last time we gave you a hard time about something on Apple TV, it was fucking Bad Sisters, and like.
Well, look, I know. Nope, this is not a Bad Sisters.
This is as good as Bad Sisters.
This is not a Bad Sisters.
According to Micah, this is the next Bad Sisters. Like, wow, amazing. When is Severance coming back? Yeah. So, okay, cool. Still up. Okay. Next up, I assume this is Micah. You watched My Adventures with Superman, the first season.
Yeah, so season 1 of My Adventures with Superman is on HBO Max, and It's a different take on the Superman story. It kind of has the beats of like a shonen or a shoujo anime. Mm-hmm. So think Superman. Shonen anime and shoujo anime are anime that are geared towards adolescent boys and adolescent girls. So Naruto, Sailor Moon, stuff like that, right? Like it's got those type of beats to it. It stars. Yeah, this is not for you, Terrence. This is not for you. This is not for you either.
One of us.
Look, I don't even respect animation as a storytelling medium. Like, knock it off. Go ahead.
But it's kind of like a Superman meets Sailor Moon, basically. And
yeah, I've seen the clips.
It's actually it actually tells a proper Superman story. Superman is not some sullen like, oh, maybe I help people, maybe I don't, right? Like the fuck? Like no, like this
sassy
dude
bitch
is
Superman.
right. Like he's incredibly earnest. He wants to help people. He doesn't know why he has these powers, but he's got this savior complex. Like they do a Superman story correctly.
Yeah, everybody says so.
And it's just a different take on it, right? Like they're young, they're like 22 and 23, something like that. I can't imagine that like people that don't shave their necks, you know what I mean? Like I can't imagine that they would like be into this one because like it's incredibly diverse, right? Like Jimmy Olsen is black. Like he's just a black.
No,
Jimmy Olsen is a black dork, right? Lois Lane is kind of coded as Asian, and is played by Asian American actress.
No, thank you.
Some of the characters are race and gender bent. So there's a lot of like, yeah, I know, right? Heat Wave's a black woman, right? Like what the fuck? Like,
wow.
But
absolutely
there's a gay couple in it. Like,
oh shit! All right, come on. All right, let's just move on. No one's gonna watch this. I'm kidding.
There's a gay couple.
I'm sure it's good, but at what point are they over? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They feel like they're going down a checklist.
Right, they're checking off boxes like fucking Ubisoft had like last year. Yeah,
the gay couple,
crazy.
The gay couple,
one Asian.
The gay couple consists of a disembodied brain and a gorilla. So I think they've checked each and every single box you possibly can, and they're foreign, and they're both foreign. So they've checked.
All right, okay, like we got it. Like everybody's involved, like, and that's fine. But it does seem a little silly at a certain point. It does seem silly. That's like when they did. Remember when they had like a Ghostbusters cartoon, like the one that we all watched, right? Like in the in the 90s, and then they had like Ghostbusters: The Next Generation, and then like. They wanted to. I think they kind of wanted to like. We need to like fucking diversify. It's like fucking 4 white guys, and then like just like a random, three white guys and a black guy. Like that's not diverse enough. And so then like the Next Generation, they were like, one of the Ghostbusters is in a wheelchair. It's like, wait, what? Like,
yeah, okay,
that was like a dream. Yeah, it was just like that's fine. But it was definitely like there was like you could feel the corporate decision of like. We need someone who's different. And it was like, that's fine. It was just like, it felt so obvious. And, it's okay. Like, you have to do diversity like that to get people to not do the same things over and over again. It's just really funny when you can be like, yeah, I know that meeting. I know when that meeting happened. And I know someone was like, why don't we put a wheelchair in there? Then someone's like, yeah, sounds good. That sounds good.
I'm a Ghostbuster. I can't fit in the fucking Ghostmobile, but all right.
Right. Like some things it's like
wheel your ass out of the Was it a van in that movie? In that cartoon?
I don't know. I didn't watch it because of the diversity. I was like, I'm not watching this.
I swear to God. I saw an episode of that maybe last year. Was it the real Ghostbusters or like the extreme Ghostbusters? I can't remember which one it was.
I feel like the one with the guy in the wheelchair was like extreme Ghostbusters or something, right? So, again, diversity is fine. It doesn't bother me. I don't. If there's a kid in a wheelchair who's like, "Hey, that reminds me of myself," that's a great thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna get up here and be like, "There's nothing more important right now than the Joker," right? Like, I'm not like one of these fucking idiot neckbeards. It's just funny. Like, I can acknowledge as a liberal person, like, that's a good thing, and I'm glad they did it. But also, there is a clear moment where everyone's like, "We need a black." We need a black, a handicap, a white, an Asian, a gay gorilla, and an embodied head from space. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Do you remember the Burger King Kids Club? That's what we need. A black, a wheelchair, a dork, a dog, a girl, a redheaded girl, because like they're different. And an ambiguous, so that he could be either Mexican or Asian. We need that.
It's Captain Planet, right? Captain Planet was the same thing, right? Black guy, white redhead, right? They were like covering two bases, like white guy, but like also a minority, like a secret minority, an Asian woman, a blonde white woman. And then the like South American kid with the monkey, right? So like they were they cared about the whole planet, so they sprinkled that list everywhere. So yeah, there you go. Like I get it. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's just like, all right, you need to relax. Yeah, Extreme Ghostbusters was the one with the guy in the wheelchair. There was him who was white. There was another white dude. There was a woman, and there was a black dude played by Carlton.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I remember that cartoon.
I watched the original one where there was only one minority and it was enough. It was enough. They didn't try to bombard us with his blackness. That's all we needed. We only needed Winston. Knock it off. All right.
So yeah, My Adventures of Superman is pretty good if you have an open mind.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. Get out of here. And I'm simply not watching it because it's too anime. No, actually, I did want to check it out. I've heard the Superman story is actually very good. Like I've seen a couple clips.
Yeah, I mean, they focus on Clark Kent and Clark Kent's like struggle with trying to figure out who he is and why he's there, and he has an existential crisis at one point. Like it's not only superheroics, right? Like. Right. People say that Superman stories are lame, and it's because they only focus on Superman, right? They only focus on the guy that can do anything. And there's a whole nother character there that people just kind of neglect. So yeah, I mean, like I'm really impressed with it. Like I actually really enjoy it as someone who enjoys Superman stories. 10 half-hour episodes. I watched them all today because
you had nothing to do. God damn.
God damn.
They're only a half hour. Nigga, that was 5 hours of your day. What the fuck?
I was there for 8. I don't know what to tell you.
You know what it's inarguable. Okay, episode 7 of Ahsoka. Yeah, look, the previous episode was very good. This episode a little less than great. There was some sort of nice kind of nods to some things. Some cool fight scenes, though. It was cool to see Ahsoka take on Balin. It was good to see Ezra fighting. That was dope. I mean, he's just in full Jesus mode. He don't even need a weapon. Like he's just doing, as Cam said it, just doing Force Hadoukens the entire time, which was kind of fun. Yeah, I'm really, really interested to see what happens in this this final episode next week. And I'll get Micah's opinion on it, and then I'll tell you a theory that I heard, which I thought was pretty interesting. Go ahead, Micah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was an action-packed setup for the finale, and I don't have much to say about it other than I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching Ezra Like the guy that they have playing Ezra, I think is pretty spot on with his characterization of Ezra. I really like it. It's kind of dope seeing Ezra like be one with the Force so much that like he doesn't need his lightsaber. Like I've watched this character grow from, you know, an Aladdin knockoff.
I was gonna say fucking Space Street.
Right. To basically, you know, like this Jedi Master who doesn't need this Aladdin knockoff who eventually got a pistol. Like he had a gun blade, right? Like his pistol was attached to his lightsaber, to someone who doesn't need that kind of weaponry, right? Because he's one with the Force and shit. So, yeah, I dug it. I'm really enjoying this whole series much more than I thought I would.
All right, there you go. So here's an interesting theory. And again, just based on total speculation, I saw. There's a moment in this episode where Thrawn says to the Night Sisters, you know, I need your dark magic one more time, right? The theory is that they're going to resurrect, because the ongoing theory is that all of these stormtroopers are all resurrected, right? Stormtroopers. That's why they have the red bands on them and stuff like that, right? And the theory is that they're going to resurrect a major villain that's been killed off to take on Ahsoka and all these guys now that they're all kind of rejoining. This person's theory is that they're going to resurrect Maul. Which is an interesting one because apparently her and Ahsoka and Maul have had their run-ins before, which should be fun. But in this episode, they also dropped Asajj Ventress name as well. So there's also another theory that she could come back in live action, which would be kind of dope, I guess. I don't know. Like I could see them pulling one villain. Like Thrawn's a great villain, but you also want someone who's physical. And obviously, Ray Stevenson is not going to be around. I don't know how much this blonde-haired woman is going to be around. I have a feeling she's going to trade sides here soon, but or just get murdered. But I could see them bringing in somebody that's like a fan favorite villain as a physical villain. So I could see Maul. Ray Park is too old. Hire someone else.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't have him do it. They didn't have him do it in Solo, right? Like they had somebody else do it in Solo.
That was him. That was Ray Park. Yeah. I mean, it was just like he just showed up. He was like, hey, like he ain't do nothing. But
I mean, maybe he's not too old, right? Like he's gonna be in makeup. Like, can he move?
No, that's the question. Like, can he move like he did back
then? Also, he's supposed to be old, right? Like he was in Rebels. He wasn't flipping around like he was in them early movies. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So it could be Maul.
They could,
or someone else. So I like that theory though. I like that theory. I'm looking forward to seeing what Star Wars does after this going forward, because this has been a pretty fun series, even for a person who hasn't seen Rebels, or not much of it. Next up, Terrence, you watch Bottoms, not just a porn. Go ahead.
Well, I often watch Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Completely skipped Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is fine. It's basically a Phase 1 Marvel movie.
Okay,
that's all it is. It's one of the better DC movies and it's one of the last ones, which is very unfortunate. You do like the main character played by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this nigga's name because it's
Zola.
Sure. Is that it?
Sure.
What's it? How do you pronounce his name?
I think it's
Zolo. Something like that.
Zolo, whatever. He's good. His family. It's about family. It's a better family movie than Fast and Furious, honestly.
How dare you? Go ahead.
Because they're all.
I mean, I would hope so. Jesus Christ.
You know how like Hispanic folks they ride for each other, and that's pretty much what it was about. He just happened to get the powers. It's fun. Like it's fine. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed my time with it. And then I watched Bottoms. I didn't know a lot about. I just remember the trailer. This is about two women that create a fight club to have sex with their peers.
Wow. Okay, that's. I did.
It's two lesbians. It's about. It's two lesbians. And they want their two women in particular in their class that they want to sleep with. So they come up with this harebrained scheme to a fight club in high school. It's very funny. It took me like 10 minutes to realize like this is an absurd kind of comedy, like really absurd, like outrageous. It's not the premise is ridiculous, but I mean like the actual movie itself. Shit happened in the movie that like I think she killed that nigga type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really funny. Ayo Edebiri is having a banner year. She's in everything, and she's good in everything she's in. Marshawn Lynch was very funny. It's funny. I
heard a great story about him with this movie.
Yeah, the story was like I think he kind of wanted to make up for the fact that he was a piece of shit to his sister or something like that. When she came out. Yeah,
he said he didn't react well when his sister came out, and so he wanted to make up for that.
Yeah, he was actually very funny. Like he kind of stole every scene he was in this movie. It's really funny.
I'm not surprised. I'm really not.
He's ridiculous. It's funny. Like it's a high school comedy. And like I said, it's very absurd. Like to the point where like there's this whole thing about the football team. Every time you see one of the football players, they're in their pads. They're in their fucking football gear, just walking around school in their football gear. Yeah, and I'm like, these niggas wearing their football gear through the whole movie. It's really funny. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I recommend it. It's very fucking funny.
Yeah, like, I've heard nothing but good. Loud. Yeah,
and it's funny to see like it was two girls being the scumbags in the movie instead of guys, because like they flipped that on his head because they did this just to have sex with women, and it was very funny. So yeah, I recommend it.
Okay, topics, Micah, take it away.
So the writer's strike is over after 148 days. On the 148th day of work stoppage, the board of the WGA West and Council of WGA East voted unanimously on Tuesday to lift the strike order as of 12:01 a.m. PT on Wednesday, following a tentative agreement on the new minimum basic agreement contract with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. That means that writers can go back to work as of Wednesday, even before the final ratification of the vote on the contract. It was a unanimous decision. They successfully concluded talks as of September 24th. Some of the stuff that they finally got to agree on was released and bullet pointed by a YouTuber that I follow who reads this stuff. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that video I sent you, but
I watched. Yeah, I actually followed him. I didn't. I thought I followed him, but I like his channel.
Yeah, it's actually good content.
Yeah, yeah. Dan Merle is his name. He doesn't need our help. It's fucking Dan Merle. but there you go. So look, regarding artificial intelligence, I urge you to go seek out Dan's video because he does a very good job of breaking everything down. But I will. He gives you what the WGA proposes. He gives you what the AMPTP counter offers, and he gives you the final deal on a variety of subjects regarding AI. AI work is not considered to be source material or literary material. Writers will be paid as original writers have asked to rewrite AI. Writers can use AI tools if the studio agrees, but studios cannot force writers to use AI. Studios must disclose if writers are rewriting AI material or are given material to rewrite that includes AI material. And the WGA reserves the right to argue that anything using WGA material to train AI is prohibited by the NBA or other laws. Look, this is I think this is one of the better pieces of negotiation that the two companies came to agree upon. Look, I don't have a problem with using AI as a tool, but using it as the source of creation, I think, is weird and lazy.
It's incredibly lazy. Yeah.
And I feel like as a writer, you would feel like that's not your work. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would be like offended if I was a writer and like that. Hey, I just use a little bit of ChatGPT or whatever the fuck kind of AI. I'm like, no, you cheated. Like I can understand you use it to like write a paper to graduate college. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, but that's real cheating.
That's not art.
Like using it as a jumping off point, right? Like if you're having writer's block and you are using, you know, and you need like a quick outline or something to spark an idea, yeah, that's fine, right? Like you need like the bones of something and then you kind of fill in the rest. That's fine, right? But for people to be like, write a whole ass movie.
Right, but that's even
like,
dangerous too.
That's ridiculous.
But like even the bones is kind of dangerous too. If you're like, I mean, we've demonstrated on the show, you can come up with a Fast and the Furious movie pretty easily. Like
you did that shit in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, like
it was ridiculous.
Now, granted, like anybody who's gotten like just hit someone in the head with a ball peen hammer and they could come up with a structure for a Fast and Furious movie, I'll grant you. But like it's a slippery slope. Look, I'll say this. I think what you had just described is the summary of the story. I think is a very, very kind way of doing something that I would not have done, which is I would have said, "Dude, I told you this shit was going to end before October. Why didn't you listen?"
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, what the fuck?
Nah, I don't need stuff. I don't need stuff like that. Especially when I know I'm right. When I know I'm right, it's like,
all right, good night.
It's like, come on, yo.
I thought Terrence was going to turn his camera off. Like, all right, good night. Like,
especially like, you know, there are pedants out there who are like, well, he said it was going to be over in October, and it's not October, and it's still not, you know, it's the new content won't come out because the actors are still on strike, and then maybe that person deletes that comment because they realizes that comment was fucking dumb, and that's how, you know, that's I know I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, that's
all I need.
Look, when you listen when you listen to Black on Black Cinema this week, when that episode comes out tomorrow, you'll realize that what Micah is saying is a thing that you cannot trust. It's not a thing you can trust. It's not a thing you can trust at all. It's not a trustworthy person.
Yeah, go ahead, delete that comment and act like you ain't posted. All right, go ahead. I saw that shit, nigga. I saw it. Regarding streaming residuals, which is another like huge point of contention. Films and series viewed by 20% or more of domestic subscribers in the first 90 days of release can get a bonus of 50% of fixed domestic and foreign residuals, calculated by hours streamed divided by the runtime. Streaming data provided confidentially by WGA and to WGA by streamers as hours watched. Bonuses for largest services. Then they go into like numbers and all that shit, but they will get residuals based on a certain formula that they've kind of concocted that everyone agreed upon. So not in perpetuity, but they will get something. You know what I mean? Look, this stuff is incredibly interesting. What this also does is it gives a kind of like a blueprint for how the actors should be negotiating now.
Exactly. Yep.
And I think their negotiations are sometime this week or next week or something like that. So hopefully it won't take this long for the actors to reach some sort of deal. And I don't think it will, because like all right, like let's fucking go, right? Like everybody wants to get back to work. There was one clause that the WGA they were about to blow it at the last minute. They were like, "Hey, we want all this stuff. Well, this is great, but we want to continue striking with the actors to show solidarity." And the AMPTP was like, "Yo, you can go fuck yourself with that. We about to rip this shit up right now. Your ass better get to work."
They wanted. Well, so it was a little bit more complicated than that. They wanted, but ultimately you're correct. They wanted to be able to have some of the writers still strike, but not be penalized by the studios for striking. And look, I'm all for shitting on corporate America. Trust me. But like, yo, you can't expect them to be like, here, we've given you all these concessions, because they did pretty much give them everything they wanted, and then be like, but we still get to call you pieces of shit out on the line tomorrow. Like, no, like, you got to understand that perspective. Like, that's crazy. Right. But apparently, like, they literally like got up and walked the fuck out. Like, you leave this in here, and your ass gonna be on some starvation wages for another 30 days. Like, knock it off. Which, look, to the credit of the WGA, they were just like, yeah, that's not a hill worth dying on, and it's not. It's not. And I don't think any writer is going to feel that bad about it. Like, look, the actors, to your point, this is a good blueprint for the actors that are on strike as well. The actor strike is probably going to last about another week. Like, it's just about done. So there's no reason for them to get everything or large swaths of what they wanted and then still be getting dogged out in the media. Like, the reason why you concede is so that you can be done with this and everybody move on. So, yeah, I'm not really upset that the corporation was like, no, you can't just keep shitting on us after we gave you all these things. Like, nah, y'all got to get back to work. So,
I mean, you'll be able to do it like in the next strike, because there's going to be another one, whenever the fuck that is.
3 years.
3 years. I think 2026 or something like that, right?
Yeah, because you're gonna fuck around and try to keep all the money again.
Yep.
And you treat your workers like shit. Like, that's just how corporations do. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not fine, but like, that's just how this country works.
Yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing about the minimum staffing, like the writers' rooms where they have to have, like, if the series goes so many episodes, it has to have this many writers and like 6 writers in the writers' room. But 3 of them have to be writer producers, but 3 of them don't have to be writer producers. If it's less than so many episodes, like, so if it's like more than 6, they have to have 6 writers and 3 writer producers. Well, writer producers make more money, right?
Yeah.
So what you're going to likely see is a bunch of shows that are like, it's 6 episodes, not 8, right? Yeah. And that they will do little game of course. They will play those kind of games. Because they don't want to pay them. They don't want to pay them. So, Look, I mean, I get it. That's like how taxes work. You set what the minimum is, and then people they try to skirt right under it so they can save themselves money. I mean, that's just human nature.
And it's crazy because what was it? What was it, like $11,000 or something like that? Like writer producers make?
It's something like
per
it's like 11. Yeah, I think 11 or $13,000. Yeah. Because everyone's
that's
like
not
per
like
week
in the grand scheme. Like, that's not a lot of fucking. I mean, that's $11,000 per week is a lot. But like, if it's only like Disney. 6 episodes,
right? And
it's only $70,000. Right? Yeah, and not to, like, that's crazy. That, like, I mean, fuck that. We don't want to pay you that much. It's not that much money.
It really isn't. It's nothing compared to the amount of money.
Billions and billions of dollars a year.
Right, and it's nothing compared to the amount of money they make, the amount of money they lose by going on strike for 137 days or whatever. Like, it's not even comparable.
Right.
So
how much was this whole thing? How much money was $283 million? 233. The deal was $233 million, up from $86 million that the AMPTP had offered.
$230 million.
$233 million is a movie. One movie.
Yeah.
Right. One movie from one studio.
Yeah, that's insane. And y'all were fighting for that?
right?
The fuck out of here, you bunch of clowns.
Yeah, I mean, there are Marvel movies that have $300 million budgets, like easily.
Right.
Like, so, and there's movies that are a lot fucking worse that have huge budgets like that, right? So I'm pretty sure Aquaman has. Yeah, The Flash was like, I think at the end of the day, it was like $350 million or something like that. Like, yeah. If you didn't make that piece of shit, you could have given these people all the money they wanted, plus more.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. Next up, Micah.
Okay. Several major streaming services, including Netflix, Max, and the Walt Disney Company, have formed a trade alliance to advocate for federal and state policies that benefit the streaming industry.
Yuck.
This doesn't sound good. Yo. Like I'm just looking at the fucking headline. I'm like, this sounds terrible. I don't know 100% what's going on, but it sounds awful.
When major companies form an alliance, it ain't. It's not good, yo.
This isn't like a fucking union where they want to help people. Like this is the complete opposite. At
launch, other members of the Streaming Innovation Alliance. Oh, this sounds evil, yo, because it sounds evil because it's trying to sound positive, but like, nah, yo, the Streaming Innovation Alliance.
This is some Republican shit.
Yeah.
Include Afroland TV, American New Network, BET Plus, Discovery Plus, For Us, By Us Network, MPA, Motor Trend Plus, I guess. No, Eniche Plus.
Sponsored by
Plus, Peacock, Pluto TV, Telemundo, basically a lot of them. Former Republican Rep Fred Upton and former Democratic acting FCC Chair Mignon Clyburn, I don't know, are the senior advisors for the coalition.
Mignon.
Somebody's broke parents trying to name their kid something fancy. Knock it off. Knock it off. This is my daughter Mercedes. Name her Ford. Knock it off.
Streaming provides great value, vast programming choices, and unprecedented options for consumers. The MPA looks forward to working with the SIA and its members to ensure federal and state policies propel this incredible innovation forward and doesn't undermine the value of diversity consumers are enjoying today, says Charles Rivkin, chairman and CEO of the Motion Picture Association. The first act of the alliance is the release of a new poll Tuesday that found registered voters, quote, favor streaming innovations and are wary of proposals to regulate the market.
All right, yo, come on, yo. Who signed that poll?
You're saying all the shit. You're saying all the shit that evil people say, yo. Like,
we put out a poll and everyone says we shouldn't be regulated. Really? Who signed the poll? Like, come on.
No. I didn't get that poll.
Right. Who did you
I'm a registered voting nigga. The fuck? Like, I've been registered for 30 years.
Yeah. They were like,
what are you talking about?
I ain't asking nobody who cares. Like, absolutely not. That look, this is wild, yo. This is super wild. It's literally how to influence government agencies to do your bidding. That's what it is. We're putting together a lot of muscle so that we can push around the FEC. Like no.
This is.
Wait a minute. It says the new poll Tuesday that found registered voters favor streaming innovation and are wary of proposals to regulate the market. No one knows that they're trying to regulate the market. No, they're not. Like, you're just making shit up. You're lying.
Right.
Like nobody you polled was like, oh, they really trying to regulate the streaming market? I didn't know that.
They're not.
You didn't. You're lying. Like, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Bob Smith down the street from me.
That's
who I polled.
The that Republican guy, Fred Upton says, quote, "The rise of innovative new video streaming services is an American success story, and we should celebrate and encourage, not smother with obsolete and ill-fitting rules and regulation." All those damn regulations.
What was the Trump rule? You got to get rid of 2 regulations to add a new regulation? What kind of bullshit ass law is that? Like, that's what they're talking about. Like, this is nonsense. No, I don't trust this. I don't trust it at all. Where is the FCC on this? Like, where are they? Not
right.
nonsense.
Not smothered with obsolete, ill-fitting rules and regulations designed for completely different technology, products, and business models. Viewers have never gotten more for their entertainment dollar, and I urge policymakers to resist any effort to curtail this hugely beneficial innovation.
This is shady as shit.
Know what he's talking about, yo. You don't know what he's talking about, yo. He said innovation like 8 times in the sentence, yo. Like, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about, yo.
He put this in the ChatGPT. That's what the fuck he did. Yeah. If you notice, ChatGPT just starts repeating words constantly because it's just he put in
any context
streaming innovation, and this is what he got.
Let's not allow some backwards looking regulatory scheme to block gains consumers so strongly value and appreciate today. Nah, yo, this don't pass the smell test, yo. This ain't anybody that's like innovation, no regulation. That's how you get BioShock, yo. That's how you get Rapture. Innovation with no regulation. God damn, yo. Right. Got splices all over the place, fucking juicing themselves and giving them powers and turning them crazy, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Nah, yo. This is this is a wild state.
So exactly what are they trying to do? What is this for? What regulations are they afraid of? That's the part I don't understand.
I think ultimately this is going to try and stop new streaming services from coming up. You wouldn't want, Hulu and Amazon don't want any type of competition. I think
better know your landscape. These niggas are trying to fuck y'all over, yo. They trying to fuck you over. They're not trying to play ball with nobody. Get out of here.
No, they're not. I think this is honestly them trying to. This is the beginning of like the streaming Death Star, right? Like,
yeah,
this is
actually it kind of is. It kind of is.
This is that. I'm being serious. Like this is how free streaming dies, with applause, right? Like like. So yeah, I think they're trying to stamp out any future competition. You gotta, if you want to play in this game, you gotta play by our rules. Like, we're witnessing the birth of a streaming empire right here.
Okay, so let me just again, Terrence made the joke about that guy putting his shit into ChatGPT. So I decided to do that and see what it comes up with, and we'll see if it's as ridiculous as what the fuck he said. So I said, create a message to consumers from a group of streaming media companies that have joined together as a consortium that will help to push the stop of government regulation. Dear value consumers, I suppose they'd be saying it through a megaphone on a Death Star. We are excited to announce that a coalition of your favorite streaming media companies have come together to form whatever the name. Our primary mission is to advocate for a free and innovative streaming ecosystem that best serves your entertainment and informational needs. We believe that the best way to serve our diverse and global audience is by ensuring that our platforms remain adaptable, user-friendly, and content-rich as possible. It has come to our attention there is potential government regulations on the horizon. They may inadvertently stifle the creative and technological advancements that you've come to love and expect from us. Dun, dun, dun. Like, yeah, dude, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Shit, yeah.
It's the same shit, but ChatGPT said it more eloquently. How about that?
I mean, maybe the writers were wrong. I don't know. Just saying. Yo, that's fucking crazy. And by the way, I stopped it from generating. It just kept, it was like, I got more, nigga. You want like an outline? Like, let's do it. Let's dupe these people into believing this bullshit. I said to trick consumers and they were like, I'm not allowed to trick people. So I took the word trick out and it was like, oh, here's the information. Like, it's no, I don't trust this. I don't trust it at all. I think this is very dangerous. I don't like massive corporations joining up in some sort of axis of evil type of shit to knock down possible regulation. I think this is a terrible idea. And look, if there are other streaming services, wink and a nod to people, you should be worried about this too. This is not good. This is not a good thing. These people are not your friend. They are your enemy. So best of luck. But I mean, quite seriously. I mean, I don't mean that. I don't mean that jokingly at all. Like, this is fucked up. This is really fucked up. By the way, they'll probably just bundle it together, and you could pay one price and get all of the streaming services, right? But you won't be able to say you don't want some of the lesser streaming services because that's all a part of the bundle, and it'll be about, I don't know, Micah, $200 a month. Is that what's going on?
Well, does it come with the internet access? Does it come with the actual internet access?
Yeah, no, they help you out.
Okay. Well, then it might be fine. And would I need a cable to access that internet?
You may. I don't know.
Oh, well, then I got an idea for a name, guys. Why don't we just call it cable TV?
Yeah. What a crazy idea. I'm telling you, dude, it's coming. Like, they're just gonna offer you cable television. They're gonna do it, and people are gonna be like, "This is amazing, cool. I wish I'd have thought of that."
I get all my streaming services for one low price. I get all my streaming services for one price.
Yeah, not low, one price.
One price. Right.
Price. Can I break it? Can I break it up? No. You can't break it up. Why would you be able to break up Disney Plus and HBO Max? Why? They're two completely different companies. Yeah, fuck off. Okay, next up, Lionsgate is almost nothing but franchises at this point. This is a weird story. This is in Variety. Apparently, so the top grossing domestic films at Lionsgate over the last number of years has been The Hunger Games, Twilight, John Wick, Knives Out, La La Land, Divergent, Wonder, I don't know what that is, Now You See Me, and Expendables. Wonder and La La Land are the only ones that are not franchises that I named. They don't have anything else. Expendables.
Tyler Perry movies? He's not with Lionsgate.
Doesn't he have his own?
He has his own kind of thing. I mean, I think maybe they might do distribution for him. So I think that's counted a little differently. But the Saw franchise, Expendables, they're trying to get another John Wick off the table. Oh, here's the upcoming film franchise at Lionsgate. This is just Lionsgate. Saw 10, which is coming out tomorrow. Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a prequel. Ballerina, that's a spinoff of John Wick. The Crow is a remake. Dirty Dancing 2 is a sequel. The Strangers is a remake. Highlander is a reboot. John Wick 5 is a sequel, which is unclear if that's actually going to happen. The Last Witch Hunter 2 is a sequel. Leprechaun is a reboot. Now You See Me 3 is a sequel. The Possession 2 is a sequel. Sicario 3 is a sequel. A Simple Favor 2 is a sequel. And Z is a reboot of Zorro.
A Simple Favor 2?
Yeah, I heard.
I know the movie, but what?
It's a simpler favor. I don't know. I don't even know that movie.
That's the one. Who the fuck
I saw this movie. They're making a second one?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't make sense at all. That was actually a very good movie. I actually really enjoyed that.
That's why they're doing the sequel.
Yeah, it's like late. Yo, that movie came out like
shit.
It's like a long time ago.
Or something like that.
2018.
Was
yeah.
It? Oh.
It's really funny. I don't think people give Blake Lively enough credit as an actress. She's actually pretty good. So yeah, it's very weird. Like they don't really have anything that's not a sequel, a part of a sequel franchise or a remake at this point. I don't know if that's a good thing for a studio to have no original thoughts, but I don't know.
I mean, it's safe, right? Like,
incredible.
And I don't necessarily think like it's good to have certain franchise. It's good to have franchises, right? Because like you want to make money, but the hope would be that you would use some of that to kind of experiment with things, because when you experiment, who knows, you might get another franchise out of it.
Right. John Wick is a prime example of that.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, not everything needs to be a fucking franchise. Like, sometimes I just don't want a sequel to some shit that doesn't need one. Like A Simple Favor. Or Now You See Me 2. I'm sorry. Now You See Me 3. We didn't need a Now You See Me 2. Honestly,
no, you didn't. You needed a Now You Don't, because that's the whole point of the joke. Fucking idiots! Yo, how did they not call it that? Yo, how did they not call it that? Did they get magical powers at the end of the movie? I saw the first one in theaters, and they got real magical powers, but like somehow they're just regular magicians in the second movie. Yeah, no, fuck off.
Dirty Dancing 2. Who's in it? Patrick Swayze is no longer with us, correct? Did they have a kid?
I don't know. I guess it's happening in another shit town.
They didn't do this already?
It's probably just like a reboot remake? Or retelling. Yeah, like a spiritual remake, but they keep the
sequel. They have it, whether it's a remake or sequel. This is a sequel.
Is Jennifer Grey in it?
Yeah, so I mean, like, she still looks pretty good. But like, no, why? They literally have no fucking originality in some of these.
She does not.
Production houses,
or they don't have any originality. They really don't. They're just suffering along. I just think it's kind of pathetic.
Meanwhile, A24 just knocking it out of the park with everything. I mean, they don't make hundreds of millions of dollars, but like they make good movies.
Yeah,
that do actually make money.
They're the only studio that's keeping movies interesting at this point.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
that's unfortunate.
Like I like all the Marvel movies too, but like not lately. And I don't know. Sometimes I just want to see some new shit, right? Like I'm not here to be like Martin Scorsese, where it's like we gotta form a coalition to stamp out comic book movies or superhero movies.
We need to support Christopher Nolan. Bitch, I did 3 Batman movies. Who the fuck are you talking?
Right. And produced a lot of DC movies. So
and I got all of my actors in my last movie from comic book movies. All of them. They're all in comic book movies. Every last one of those actors. Every last one of them. Yeah. So while you're shitting on it, like those people are like, yo, I worked on that movie, man. Like I was Iron Man. I'm in this movie. Fuck you. Like, yeah, like come on. Incidentally, I think Oppenheimer is close to $1 billion worldwide. I saw today it's like $925 million. That's crazy. Good for him. That's amazing. Probably not doing great in Japan.
Like, what took you so long?
That's crazy. Yeah, I just found that article really wild. Lionsgate is like, we ain't got no kind of ideas. We just don't. And by the way, I really don't see Ballerina knocking it out of the park as a John Wick spinoff. I really don't. Look, that franchise lives and dies with Keanu Reeves. Like it does. I'm sorry, it just does. It's not. It's not just a gunplay. Yeah, he doesn't really want to do a 5th one, which I get it. Yo, he was wheezing and fucking struggling to get through 4. It was fun, but I'm like, this nigga's old. Like, this is a lot for him. I'm like, come on.
Damn, Keanu Reeves like almost 60 or something like that. How old is Keanu Reeves?
Like 50, yeah, he's pretty good. He's a 58, 59 years old.
Yeah, he's 59, man.
He's too old to be doing those movies for five films. Like that's, I think it should have probably ended at 3, but I'm fine with 4 because 4 was great, but that's enough. It ended on the perfect, like He beat the bad guy. He cleared his name, and then he died on the stairs. Because how many times are you going to get shot? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
right. I don't give a fuck how bulletproof your suit is, yo. Like,
hey, you can't take bullets just hitting you. Like, you
can't take bullets hitting you. 2-story windows landing onto like nigga. I love that movie, but it's ridiculous.
It's utterly ridiculous. Yeah. All right. Last story in headlines. Hollywood looks to its senior class for help as movie release calendar gets a reboot. Yeah. Look, now that we can get back to work, this is kind of wild, right? They're like, while there's ageism debates about Biden, who's 80 and Trump is 77, in politics, apparently,
why don't they ever talk about Bernie Sanders when they talk about age? People are like, I want Bernie Sanders to be. That nigga's older than both of them.
Yeah,
but
he's mad old. How old is Bernie?
82.
Yeah, that's
82.
They're all
now.
too old. Yeah, now. Right, they're all too old. But I love when people are like, Biden's so old. Like, you think Donald Trump is a spring chicken? He's 77. That's still old. What the fuck? Like, knock it off. So yeah, Michael Mann's Ferrari comes out soon. Ridley Scott's Napoleon, Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Woody Allen is 87. Roman Polanski is 90. Good. He'll be dead soon. That's awesome. He's a rapist. Francis Ford Coppola is 84.
I thought he was dead. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was still alive.
I thought he was dead too. That's crazy. But yeah, he had to self-finance his movie, Megalopolis, which is crazy. Like one of the most famous directors of all time. People are like,
that's crazy.
Not really feeling it. Steven Spielberg is 76. He acknowledges the disappointment of his release of his most recent film, The Fabelmans, good, or his production company, Amblin. He misses the hubris of the 1970s where Jaws went 100 days over schedule and Universal decided not to notice. Yeah, bro, because you weren't 100 years old. Like, they don't trust that shit now. Like, knock it off. And also that movie cost like $0.50. Like, that's the difference. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of interesting that all of these old directors are kind of at the front of the schedule when these strikes are all over, like all of their movies are coming out. I mean, look, you can say whatever you want about Martin Scorsese, who's 80 years old now. Killers of the Flower Moon look real good. Like it does. It looks great. I know it's hip and cool as a comic book fan to pretend Martin Scorsese is not a good director, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like you don't know. Like he's an excellent director. He is by all accounts, by all fair accounts, I think he's one of the greatest directors we've ever had. And he just does gangster movies. So they're also great movies. Like you don't watch Casino? Like get the fuck. You didn't see Goodfellas? Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, it is kind of wild.
$200 million?
Yeah.
Why is this movie cost $200 million? Is it the actors?
It's mad long. It's mad long.
It's 4 hours. That's why. Like I want to see it.
That's gonna be in the movie theater, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no way I'm seeing it.
I'm not sitting in the movie theater for 4 hours. Like the fuck out of here. This doesn't seem like the type of movie I want to sit.
I need it. Look,
it looks really good.
I need an intermission. Yeah. Like I legitimately
right, like
the Hateful Eight.
Django Unchained. No, the Hateful Eight. Yeah, that's what it is. Hateful Eight had an intermission that wasn't even 3 hours, right?
No, it was 3. It was 3 hours.
It was? Okay.
I love that movie.
It was over 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to give people a little break, man. Give me like 10 minutes to go stretch my legs, go to the bathroom or something.
I'm not to your point, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm not going to watch a Martin Scorsese movie, right? Like, but I spent 4 hours of my life watching a Zack Snyder movie. I think I owe it to myself to watch a 4 hour.
Right, that's fair. That's fair. That's crazy. Like,
but you didn't do it in the theater.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not.
But I didn't exactly. But I didn't go to the theater to see it, and I'm not going to the theater to see this. Like this is. I can't.
People have the attention span that he thinks they have to sit down and watch a fucking 4 hour movie that isn't.
It got lasers in it. It's got lasers.
Right. Exactly. Like that's a lot, man. That's a lot to ask of somebody, especially when they have content at the tip of their fingertips. at any given time.
Yeah.
Nah,
yeah,
I don't think he's gonna do what he wants it to do, man. It's just this is not the 70s, dog.
Yeah,
where you had to go to the movie theater.
Yeah, I'm not watching a 4-hour movie in the theater. No. Like I'm not even a fan of those like go see all of the Marvel movies, like all the Avenger movies.
Hell no.
No,
absolutely not.
You could watch
that's like 20 hours. Nope. Because first of all, I would probably want to chuck the shit up people sitting next to me within like 3 hours. The first movie. Like, no, we're not doing this anymore. I can't.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you talking.
You're pissing me off and you stink. Get away from me.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I could not agree more. So yeah, but it is.
Can you
cool.
imagine going to Button-umathon? Can you imagine going to Button-umathon?
No.
I mean,
wait,
good God.
Who did the Button-umathon? Is that the nigga that had the
you know who it is? Yeah, you know who it is. You know damn well who it is. You asshole. You know damn well who it is. Yeah.
Look, that nigga is accused of sexual harassment after I found out. So I don't feel bad about laughing at that shit.
No, you
still
should.
Very funny.
No, my back.
That was one of the funniest goddamn.
I had to remove that shit from the podcast. It's like this is offensive as fuck. This is really mean. And I'm pro mean. I'm pro mean. Like, as
we know.
Look, I realize there is a reason why I connect with this character as much as I do. Like, yeah, Skeletor's fucking mean.
Yeah. And you call people incompetent boobs. Like, that's you incompetent boob. Like that, you say that shit almost as much as you say, dude, I told you.
Yeah.
You
I like to call people
boob.
I like to call people troglodytes. So yeah, like look, it's just a great word. It's a great word.
Yeah, all of these directors are over 70.
All over
Ridley
70.
Scott is 85. God damn. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, I didn't know.
In a couple of years, the in memoriam segment for the Academy Awards is about to be lit. Like, it's going to be a who's who.
Who's
of dead ass geniuses, man.
Yeah.
Like these niggas.
Like you think they're gonna put Roman Polanski up there? 'Cause he's 90. You think they're gonna put him up there?
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. Like I feel like Hollywood, you just gotta let that one slide.
You gotta eat that one, dog.
Yeah.
That nigga moved to where did he move to?
France.
Back like 40 years ago and never came back.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, longer than 50 years ago. Yeah. Look, I got to tell you, I'm not a Roman Polanski fan. I'm not. I don't see his movies. I don't do that. But I did see one of his movies, and I saw it before I knew he directed it, and I was like, damn it! But it is my favorite version of Macbeth. It is really fucking good. I'm like, this guy's kind of a genius. Like he could actually be.
What was the last Woody Allen movie I watched?
Oh, Annie Hall.
No, it was.
Yeah, Mikey, you went and
Jesse
saw
Eisenberg.
Yeah, you went and saw one in theaters, you fucking piece of shit.
I didn't see it in theaters. It was the one where it was Owen Wilson was in it.
Wow.
And he meets fucking what's his name? One Night in Paris? Not One Night in Paris. Like what the fuck was it?
I don't know why people keep.
I liked it. I actually really liked the movie. I can't remember what it.
Wow. Terrible.
Look,
you're terrible.
Sorry. Like it was.
Again, Woody Allen is a good director, actually, but again, he's a piece of shit.
Midnight in Paris, 2011 came out. 2011.
Oh, I definitely have not seen. I probably haven't seen a Woody Allen movie in 20-something years, like easily. That's not me bragging. Like I just like after I was very cognizant of his behavior, I'm like, no. There's a lot of other things to watch. So it's fine. I don't understand actors who still work with him. Like, I just don't understand that. And he don't put black people in none of his movies. Fuck him.
I ain't seen them niggas in Midnight in Paris.
No, he's literally never had a black person in any of his movies.
Taxi or some shit.
Nah, he's like
as leads or just
period at all. There's never been a black person in any of his movies. He's like, I do movies about like New York Jews, not nignogs. Like they don't need to be here. Has there been a black person
Yeah, I'm looking at one right now. Yannick Bonga. Yeah, I guess he's a.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So
he was a jazz club patron in Midnight.
Wow, jazz club patron.
Okay, Chiwetel Ejiofor was in. He was in a Woody Allen movie. The most significant presence of a black actor in a Woody Allen movie was Chiwetel in Melinda and Melinda. Okay, so there you go. Like 2 of them. This nigga's been making movies for 50 years, and he found 2 people. And also, Chiwetel, why are you in a Woody Allen movie? You ain't get the news flash. Like, knock it off, yo. Woody Allen sucks as a human being. So good. I can't wait for him and Roman Polanski to both die. All right. Okay, What the Fuck brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
Police are currently on the lookout for a young girl who reportedly stormed out of a restaurant, leaving her date to foot the bill after he asked her to split it evenly.
Fuck that.
It could literally be anywhere.
Right up, I don't fucking know.
This is fucked up.
Anywhere USA.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not in the USA.
Wow.
Do you care to venture a guess, Jay?
Skipped out on a meal. Where are people pieces of shit? Britain.
No, you might be surprised because I didn't think this place had running water, let alone restaurants. Russia, apparently.
I thought for sure you were going to say where I live. I was like, go fuck yourself.
No, that quite the opposite. They do have there's something about revenge if you drink the water from where you live. So yeah, you have running water.
You be fine.
And your running water gives you the runs.
You be fine.
Handing the bill over on the first date is always a point of contention, as some people believe it is the man's responsibility to cover the entire cost, while others are convinced that going Dutch is the only way. But both sides have their arguments, and while
one of them is wrong, go ahead.
And while online forums are full of endless debates on the subject, there was never really cause for involving the police until recently, when a 28-year-old man from Moscow filed. You thought I was going to say $28, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
When a 28-year-old man filed a complaint against the woman he went on a date with after she refused to split the bill, leaving him to cover the entire 16,000 real money bucks, aka 165 actual U.S. currency.
If we were supposed to split the bill and you were like, yeah, cool, and you dip on a $165 bill, I'm gonna be kind of pissed. That's not acceptable. Now they had to have that agreement ahead of time, though. In order for him to be right, they got to have that agreement ahead of time.
The unnamed man told police that he met a woman online a few weeks prior, and after getting to know each other through social media, they decided to go on a date. They opted for a cafe in Moscow, and everything appeared to be going smoothly until the waiter arrived with the bill. He suggested that they split
pay $165 at a cafe.
Oh, yeah, well, no thanks. Again, it's Russia. They're scamming you. He suggested that they split the cost evenly, but the woman flat out refused, claiming that he had ordered most of the food and the drinks, so he should be the one to pay. Oh, well, if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
So did he do all the eating?
Hold on now. If you look,
I'm back on her side. Yeah,
nigga. I don't pay for alcohol, nigga. I don't pay for alcohol. You get the fuck out of here. Me and my wife, I'll treat her to a meal, but any libations that she wants,
she
gotta pay for that.
That's a wild move.
No,
that's a wild move to your own wife.
I don't drink.
Yes, to my own wife. I don't drink, so I'm not gonna foster alcoholism. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not a goddamn enabler. You mean son of a bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
That's wild. Michael will 100%. Michael's the type of guy, he 100% will tell his wife, yes, of course I will pay for the whole meal, including your libations. And then they get there and he's like, psych, two-faced nigga. I ain't paying for that. Pay for alcohol. Get out of here. Just telling you what you wanted to hear. So we'd leave. No, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like if he did most of the ordering, like most of the food, yeah, okay. But like you don't dip out though. Like you'd be like, look, I can put 20% on it.
I mean, what you supposed to do? What you supposed to do? You supposed to just sit there? Nah, I'm on this woman's side now. Get the fuck out of here. Your fat ass eating all the goddamn food. You drinking all the goddamn wine and shit. I had some breadsticks at the Olive Garden, and they give those away for free, so I'm not paying for that. Fuck out of here. We've all done that shit. I know you've done it. You're like, you order first, and then just look at your wallet. And
that was my move back in the day.
Yeah.
Look. My internal my internal math was fucking hitting at all cylinders. I was like, damn, I'm proud of myself. Like this is advanced calculus. Like, what are you getting? Oh, you getting a duck? Yeah. You know what? Just like Terrence said, you're right. The broth in this soup is delicious. That's what I'm gonna go with. Get out of here. Holy shit.
So if he actually bought the majority of the food for himself, nah, I'm not splitting the shit halfway. No.
She is correct.
Fuck out of here. Correct. We better be within $10, $15 of each other before.
Yeah,
depending on where we at. Before we split it halfway. If this nigga paid for like $100 and it was $25 for her, nah.
That's not fair.
You gotta eat that, though. You gotta eat that.
Yeah, and look, you did eat that. That's why you're paying more. Like, get the fuck out of here. Now, have either one of you ever been on a date where the woman's like you've gone Dutch, or like a woman's like, oh, I'll pay? Does that ever happen to you?
I mean, my wife will pay sometimes.
No, I mean on a date. Like not with your wife, like back in the day when you were dating.
Yeah, go Dutch. Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
Well, Mike is the type that, he paid for fucking movie. Comedy shows and shit.
Yeah, this nigga's an idiot.
I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
But no, I'm going Dutch.
Yeah, I've gone Dutch. I've
been times when I've paid the whole thing.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it all. I've gone Dutch a number of times. And look, I think a lot of women are like, look, I don't want that like I bought you a meal, you owe me something type of shit. And I get that. Like, yeah, that's a smart.
I'm not opening your car door. I've never opened a car door for a woman.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, you're not a child.
You've never opened a car door for a woman, yeah.
I will open a car door for a woman if she's wearing a formal gown, and that is it. Nope.
Why?
No. Your hands broke? You open the fucking door.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no.
Again. Like no, I don't believe in that.
No. Yeah. Micah.
Which one was that in fucking Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Pink.
What's his name play?
Oh, Steve Buscemi. Yeah, I don't believe in Tiffany. Yeah.
No. I don't believe in it. I'm sorry, I don't.
I don't.
I'm equal, I'm an equal opportunity nigga. I'm not. Are you gonna open my door?
Nah.
I'm already in the car. Fuck?
I give you the reach over. I give you the reach over.
I'll unlock it. I'll unlock it for you. It's like it's supposed to make me feel safe. I'm like, nigga, you have hands. Like you can just hop in this motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, if you're being chased by a fucking axe murderer, I don't understand it, man.
Yeah,
if you're being chased by an axe murderer, are you gonna wait for me to open the door for you, or are you just gonna get in the motherfucker?
You're right.
We're being hazard that shit.
Right. We're being chased. You make it to the door first. You're waiting. I have to get in the way with my back to the axe when you could have just gotten in. So now I'm getting hurt. And now you did because you don't have the keys. What happened now? See? Work together.
Yeah, I've never done it.
I've never done that either. No, I like to set that precedent.
Yeah, I've opened doors.
At the same time, you opened the door and then you both of y'all drove to some bullshit ass Chris Tucker comedy event where you wasted your money. See, if you hadn't opened the door, you'd be smarter.
I did.
I don't see a gentleman loss.
I just don't understand it. I never understood the concept of it.
I don't get it either.
Is it being a gentleman?
It's because women are. It's because women are too weak to open car doors.
That's the implication. Oh, my little hands!
Like those cartoons used to be heavy as a bitch back in the day. Like,
right? If I had a deuce and a quarter, then fine, I'll open the goddamn door for you.
Oh shit! Okay, I got you. Right. But like, nah, yo,
those
open by themselves now. Fuck out of here.
Right? Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. Like, if that makes me an asshole, sure, whatever, man. Like,
look, that's you, man. You keeping it real, man. You keeping it real. Like that's
look, right? Yeah, exactly. And my response is, does that make me an asshole? Good. Like, it's not like it's just good. That we were never meant to be. Like, I think it's fucking ridiculous. I do. I think it's ridiculous.
But the other thing is, as I was growing up, I never saw my father open the car door for my mother.
Right, he comes from assholes.
She would probably look at that nigga like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Like, walk around the car. We're late. How long is this gonna take?
Right.
Nah.
There you go.
My mom tries to pull that shit. My mom tries to pull that shit with me, and then she was like, "You're not gonna open the car door?" I'm like, "Your hands work." Like, I don't do it for her either. No.
Like, I've never had never ever. Even with my mom. Like, No, it's just, I was raised by a woman that was like, I have hands, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not. I don't know anything about that life. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't grow up with. I didn't grow up with that like at all. I was just gonna say something really mean. I decided not to. You know what, Mike? Your analysis is 100% right. I have a problem. I think I do. Yeah. I really shouldn't.
I told you, yo. All I do is just watch people. Yo, I'm very self-aware, and I just try to evaluate people.
I don't.
That's
mean
us,
to,
man. That's
I
why
don't,
we work.
Right. I don't mean to be mean, but I do enjoy it. Like, there's no fucking problem. I do. It's not on purpose.
Oh,
all right. Terrence, you're up.
A personal trainer, age 24, gets a 3-kilogram weight plate stuck on his penis after a bizarre attempt to make his manhood bigger went horribly wrong.
Oh, yeah, this is a thing.
Florida?
No.
I don't know. This feels like a Florida. This feels like a Florida thing, yo.
Nah, yo. This is some Randallstown shit. Demetrius, is this you? Like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? This is crazy. A 3-pound weight, by the way, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot.
A 3-kilogram weight. I don't know what that is in pounds because I'm not fucking over there.
Isn't that like close to 6 pounds?
Yeah, it's 6.5 pounds, yo.
No thanks.
A man was left with a weight plate stuck on his penis. How does an excruciating pain after a bizarre attempt to make his member bigger went horribly wrong? The 20-year-old. Will you guess?
Yeah, he probably tied the string to it or some shit, or he put his dick in the hole, like in the hole.
I don't.
Or was he trying to do dips and he just like fucked up? Like instead of tying the weight around your waist, he tied it around his dick.
Here we go. The 24-year-old from this. Do you want to take a guess? Was your guess Randallstown?
Yeah, my guess is Randallstown.
It's India. Assumed he could transform his manhood in the same day as his biceps and quad. As part of his DIY method, he inserted his flaccid penis through the hole of the metal plate weighing roughly 6.5 pounds. The man, who wasn't identified by doctors who shared his unusual case, proceeded to stimulate himself. Oh, wow.
He used the 6.5 pound weight as a cock ring, yo.
So he jerked off to get himself hard, and then he tried to lift it with his erect penis. This nigga's an idiot. He ignored the mild pain and swelling he felt soon after his attempt began. Instead of quitting, he continued in excitement, according to an account published by many. He wrote, after some time when
no pain, no gain, bro.
It's like
it's supposed to
all
hurt.
Pain. It was all pain, no gain. When intensity of pain and swelling increased in his penis, he tried to remove the weight plate but couldn't do so. He panicked and decided to visit the doctor. So this, whoa,
no, hold on, because there's There's a problem.
What?
Here. Yeah, there's a math problem here. There's a math problem. You use the weight, and weights only come in two, like the hole comes in two different sizes, my dude. 1 inch or 2 inch. That's it. Those are the standard sizes. I feel like you have a tiny penis if you could fit.
It wasn't a 2 inch. It wasn't a 2 inch.
Not according to this picture, it's not. So like you starting out then I get it, right? Like this guy's like, I gotta do something. Bro, this ain't it. Like this is not it. Don't do that. But like the circumference is mad low than the average. I just looked up the average. It's a lot larger than 2 inches. That's crazy.
Well, that's why he was doing it, to try to get it bigger, Jay. And he failed miserably.
I would say he did.
Wait a minute. So he got his penis. Well, he got it. It was stuck. So maybe it wasn't. Okay.
No, it swelled.
So his penis swelled up and he got it stuck in the plate. Urologist described his penis as being incarcerated.
Okay, that's funny. Those doctors have a
funny fucking way to put it. Incarcerated and shared gruesome pictures of it swollen. I don't need to see that. Attempts to slide the plate off with a pain-killing gel were unsuccessful. So they tried to use lidocaine, I guess, were unsuccessful, as were drug and initial surgical efforts to reduce the swelling. Surgeons were eventually able to slide the plate off by trying another method to relieve his swelling. They didn't say what the method was. Okay. Penile incarceration, sometimes called strangulation, is a medical emergency. It typically occurs in patients with mental disorders who attempt to get sexually aroused.
Don't do that, man.
No.
Just
this nigga put a 6-pound weight. He put his penis in a 6-pound weight.
Nope.
Okay.
Again,
like heavy objects or sharp objects around my penis.
No. I don't even.
Is penile strangulation just the medical term for choking the chicken?
I think it is.
Penile strangulation just sounds funny to me.
Penile incarceration is hilarious.
Like, incarceration is hilarious.
They put this nigga's dick in prison. That's crazy. Dick
right. After he roughed up the suspect, you know what I mean? Like,
very good.
Just people who use different methods such as tape, plastic bottles.
Jesus Christ.
Yo,
just buy a penis pump, yo. Like if that's what you need, just buy a penis pump, yo. Just
issues
buy a penis pump.
As the male species, yo. What the fuck? Key rings?
You just buy a cock ring then. Just buy. They have them, yo. They're designed for this. Stop using household items. Stop trying to fucking go to Home Depot and make something. Knock it off.
Penis amputation is required in the most severe cases.
Oh,
so sometimes they had to amputate the penis because they couldn't get whatever weird object they fucking put around the dick off.
Nah, I'm gonna just go to a tailor, yo. I'm gonna just go to a tailor and let out the crotch and just walk around with a weight on my dick. Like, it'll go down eventually.
Like at that point, if it's stuck in a weight, like you got to go to Home Depot and get a fucking like a sawzall or a grinder, right? Yeah, like you got to get yourself. You got to get a buddy. You got to get a buddy. Like, look, nigga. Like, let's never talk about this after today. Like, get your jokes in, but I'm gonna need you to buy that grinder, and I'm gonna need you to help me out.
Like, okay, y'all been friends for 26 years, right? You helping? Like, if one of you niggas got your dick stuck in something, and you just needed help. Which one of y'all are coming to whose house to help you get?
Nigga, I don't live in the country. Don't call me. Call y'all the friend. Don't call me. That shit is wild.
I'm gonna tell him I would, and then I'm gonna hang up the phone
and never call. I know. Can't rely on him.
I was just like, no, you dummy. Like, you dummy. Click. Go to the fucking hospital. Love you like a brother, but absolutely not. The fuck out of here.
Yo, that's a wild request, yo. That's a wild request. Would you go to Home Depot and buy a grinder to help your buddy out who got his penis stuck in a weight?
Nah, man. That's too much.
Like, yo, you got I'll go to the hospital with you, yo, but I'm gonna sit out in the lobby, yo. I can't be there. Yo. I can't be there for you.
We're not that close. I'm sorry.
I need you to buy the grinder and hold the scepter. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. That's a wild move, yo. That's a wild move. I feel sorry for this guy. I'm glad he got out of there.
Man. I don't feel sorry for him. The fuck?
No, he's stupid.
Actions have consequences. You know? He decided to do this dumb shit, and he paid the price.
That ain't his fault. It ain't his fault. He got a just above micro penis. He's got a small dick, but just big enough to do dumb shit. That's the problem. That ain't his fault. Here's my story. I have to give away the country because actually here I'll change this up a little bit. Guess the African country. White woman wins the title of Miss whatever of this African country. 21.
I've already heard about this story. Yes.
I haven't heard it. Damn, which one of the motherfuckers I hate the fact that they black? They be using like lightning cream and shit. I don't know which country it is.
Jimmy need to name.
Shot
in the dark.
Ethiopia.
Nah, they love their women over there. Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
21-year-old Brooke Jackson was crowned Miss Universe Zimbabwe. Held for the first time in 22 years in this past week, the Miss Universe Zimbabwe beauty contest sparked racial controversy in the African country, with many claiming the winner is not an accurate representation of Zimbabwe's general population. No shit. Born and raised in Africa, in Zimbabwe. She does not look Zimbabwean at all.
Come on, man.
She is also white, which for many is apparently a problem. You think? Her crowning as Miss Universe Zimbabwe igniting a fiery debate on social media, with vocal critics arguing that her title is tainted by racial bias and that she only won because she's white. Yeah, that's the reason. All those beautiful melanated women, and you're telling me this European woman won a contest for black people? I'm not supporting this at all, and I'm not here to argue with anybody. I hate when people write that. Like, don't write that on social media. You are there to argue with people. Like, that's what social media is for. Black people should learn to love and respect themselves. Stop sending a white girl to represent Zimbabwe. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I mean, look, was she born there?
She was born there, yes. She's born and raised there.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't give a shit. Like,
no, I don't care. I don't care about this black people. Zimbabwe, of course.
Black people are not ancestrally from America, and we have black women represent the United States in shit all the time. So no. I'm sorry, yo. I understand the immediate outrage. Like, if she married into like a Zimbabwean family or some shit, right?
Yeah,
like,
that would be wild.
Like, I get it. Like, that'd be ridiculous. But like, if she was born there, like,
okay, here's the thing.
All right,
she know what she looked like. She know damn well her ass was on that goddamn stage. That shit is ridiculous. Like, she know better, yo. Like, she know better. They got all the people she was running against. Like, they all.
Yeah, I'm looking at these. They all have a very samey look, to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of them look the same to me. But then like a lot of younger women nowadays all look the fucking same to me. They have, but no, she wasn't. She shouldn't have won. I'm looking at some of these other women like she absolutely should not have won.
Now look,
like
I'm
objectively, yo, objectively.
Objectively.
Alifina is better looking.
We could start at number one. We could start at number one.
Automatically, she should have lost. No.
Yamakani is almost the bottom right. Yeah, nah, knock it off.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That woman whose name is Life, she kind of looks like Kif.
Who's the woman? The woman.
I'm sorry. She does.
No Kutenda. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, like, come on, man. I'm sorry. Nah, this is racist.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't give. This is racist as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Now, look, some people would make the argument. Some people would make the argument that there was like a black and Japanese woman who represented Japan, but like, I still see that as different, only because like she's half Japanese. Like racially, she's a part of their race. Like this is just a white woman. Like if all of it.
Who was the white woman on Fox that won that fucking lawsuit? That's what she looks like. Just
she looks like Megyn Kelly or whatever her name is.
Megyn Kelly. That's what she looks like.
No. Or no,
is
it? Not Megyn Kelly. The one who was on Fox and Friends in the morning. I mean, they all kind of look alike.
No, the one that had the show.
The one that had the show in primetime. Who says, I'm sorry, Santa Claus is black.
Oh,
sorry.
Santa Claus is black. Oh, I forgot she did have a lawsuit. Yeah, that is Megyn Kelly. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does favor her. Yeah, that's
who she looks like.
Yeah, Megyn Kelly, the African American or the African,
the Zimbabwe. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Look, I got to tell you, everybody who was on that panel who let this woman win, you have a real hate in your heart for your own people. Yeah, like for like what you find.
Yeah,
like that's crazy to me. It's crazy. Like, look, you sit your ass up on the stage, whatever. I think it's ridiculous. You should be embarrassed to sit up there. But the judges are like, yeah, she's much better looking than all these other black women who look like us. The fuck?
I'm transfixed by this first woman. I can't take my eyes and the fact that she's right above the fact that she's right above African Megyn Kelly is like, how?
You could take a dart and throw it at like if this was a big poster, you could take a dart and throw it, and you'd find someone better on this list. Like, I mean, there's a few of them. Like, okay, but like not for me. But nah, like this is crazy. Yeah, like Olafina right off the top. Yeah, knock it off.
That's what I'm saying. I just. All right, but look, the bottom line, she was born there. I don't really give a shit. Beauty pageants are outdated.
That I would agree.
We shouldn't evaluate women based on like, only their looks. Not like in a serious sense, right? Like we evaluate women all the time because we're terrible men, right? But like,
they're just humans.
Yeah,
not in a contest. We scoured the universe to find the hottest chick. What kind of fucking contest is that? Like, it's stupid.
But here's the thing: considering that's what this was, she should not have fucking won.
No,
everyone else's answers so terrible that this white woman beat out all these fine ass black women. I don't. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. At the same time,
I don't necessarily blame the woman. I blame these judges. Like
she shouldn't have never been on the stage. How'd she get past the preliminary rounds? Like they should have been like, no, get out of here. Brooke, back of the line. Yeah.
Also, her name is Brooke, yo. Like
she don't even have an African name, yo. She don't have an African name. Yo. She don't. Again,
her name is Brooke Jackson. What the fuck, Brooke Jackson?
Yeah, little Brooke. That's ridiculous, yo. That's just utterly silly. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll do trailers. All right, trailers this week. Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. This is a animated series coming to Netflix with Haley Atwell doing the voice. That's pretty good, by the way. I like that choice of voice. I will watch or listen to anything Haley Atwell is in. That's fine. I mean, this trailer isn't giving me a lot. This seems to be done in that same sort of Castlevania style, which I don't hate. So it's fine. I'll watch it. I like Tomb Raider. I'll check it out.
It's fine. I'll give it. I'll give it a couple episodes. But other than that, we'll see.
Yeah, and it's just coming soon, so we don't have a date, unfortunately, for that one. Next up, Heist 88. This is a TV series on Showtime. It's kind of like the black version of that movie 21, which was a white version of an Asian story that happened in real life. What the fuck? It's like a bunch of like smart black kids work with Courtney B. Vance, who is like a super criminal to rob a bank. Oh, and this is inspired by true events as well. So it's probably about a bunch of Asian kids who rob a bank, I guess. Yeah, this looks cool. It takes place in the 80s. I like that. And I like Courtney B. Vance. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll check this out, definitely.
I wish it wasn't a TV show. But
yeah, I kind of did. I agree with you. I kind of wish it was a movie.
But, I'll show it to my wife. And if we still have, is it going to be on Paramount Plus or some shit?
I don't know.
I
think it might. Something on the back said it was streaming on Paramount Plus also.
All right.
Oh, starting tomorrow. So I might
I might
get my wife to watch it.
Yeah, it's an easy one to dabble in. Last but certainly not least, the trailer for Argylle. This is Matthew Vaughn's upcoming film. What did you guys think of this trailer?
I'm watching it now. It looks like it's going to be fun. Like, it looks ridiculous. Okay, that was stupid. But yeah, I'll watch it. It's got a bunch of people that I like. but yeah, I'll check it out.
Michael, what are your thoughts?
So I remember when this movie was announced, my wife was like, so I guess Henry Cavill jumped to Marvel, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, he's going to be in this new spy movie from Marvel. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So I looked it up and it said from the Marv production company, because that's the name of the M-A-R-V. And I said, you don't know what you're talking about. Leave this to the professional dorks. But that's what a wife does, right? She knows I'm into movies and all this comic book shit, and she's like, "Hey, look at this." But like, leave it to me. This looks fun. This looks really fun. It looks really silly. John Cena just pulling a woman off of a bike like that is just funny to me. It also looks like it's that same Matthew Vaughn, like, bad CGI.
It feels like it's almost on purpose. It's like almost on purpose how silly it is. Like the CGI.
Yeah. I was not expecting. I didn't know anything about this other than it was a spy movie starring Henry Cavill. So I was pleasantly surprised to kind of see that this is not like your typical like spy action movie. But I'm also getting like what was that movie with the Blind Side woman, Sandra Bullock? The movie with Sandra Bullock where she played a writer of supermarket smut, and she got like kidnapped, and her cover model
it came out like a year and a half
with
ago.
her.
Who the fuck was that?
With,
Brad Pitt?
He was in it for like a cameo, but it was Magic.
Oh
Mike
no, it
was
that dude. I forgot.
Channing Tatum.
I watched it. I actually liked it.
Yeah. This gives me like an R-rated version of that. And my wife liked that, and I like Matthew Vaughn, so this might be something that this might be like a 2-quadrant movie for us.
That was The Lost City. That's what that was.
The Lost City.
The Lost City.
Yeah, this I think this looks fun. The one thing I will say, one, I love Sam Rockwell, so I'll see anything he's in. He looks like he's having fun here. My thing is, boy, does Matthew Vaughn have a style. right? Like I knew this was a Matthew Vaughn. Like you can his particular shooting style now is really evident in his movies, and I don't take that as a negative, by the way. I just as a general observation. Also, I think Henry Cavill is ready for the role of a lifetime. I think he's ready to play Guile in a live action Street Fighter remake. That hair is fucking crazy. Yeah. Okay. This looks fun. I never saw the second Kingsman movie. I heard it was really bad.
Wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
So I hope that this is him kind of getting back into sort of having fun. So
they also couldn't wait for Prince's body to get cold before they put some of his music in that movie. Like it was that whole second movie was pretty bad, man.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that one either.
Also,
well, the third one.
Also, now you really
the last one to come out, which also.
Oh yeah, the period piece.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that one. That was actually not bad. It wasn't bad. It was very much just like way more serious than the previous ones. So it was a weird departure, though, I have to say. All right, that is it for us. Any parting words before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right. Okay. All right. We will see you guys next week.
Take it easy.
See ya.